No one in history has ever done it, but Dabo Swinney says Clemson will. In 2018, Clemson went 15-0. They were the first team in college football history to do it. Now Dabo says they'll be the first team ever to go 16-0. Clemson returned 16 starters. That's the most in the ACC. They've got Cade, Klubnik, a Heisman favorite, behind a veteran offensive line. They've got a top 5 roster nationally, led by future first-round picks Peter Woods and TJ Parker on defense. But their season opener is tough against LSU. Brian Kelly called Clemson Death Valley Jr. this summer. That probably lit a fire. If they win that game, they'll be favored in the next 10 games and they avoid Miami.
Winning.
Well, if any coach could pull off the impossible as an underdog, it's Dabo Swinney. That much I know. Appreciate the process. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about how Dabo Swinney is hungry to prove Clemson haters wrong again. Even though Clemson has been winning ACC titles, they have not been competing for national championships since the Trevor Lawrence era. However, Dabo Swinney is looking to change that narrative in 2025 with an improved roster on paper. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Will Dabo Swinney make Clemson a legitimate national championship contender again? I believe it. Clemson is going to go back to being a great football program. I really like the quarterback that they have on their roster. Cade Klubnik is going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the country. In fact, I'm even going to go as far as to say that Cade Klubnik will be a top 4 quarterback in college football this upcoming season, which means he has a chance to win the Heisman Trophy Award. Cade Klubnik has a good feel for the game. He has a good sense of pressure. His accuracy is underrated. His mobility is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. I know Cade Klubnik's kind of a smaller quarterback, but in college football, that doesn't matter as much compared to the pro game. Cade Klubnik is one of the more clutch quarterbacks in college football. Last season, I saw he carried Clemson to an ACC championship victory. I was at that game. I saw it firsthand how Cade Klubnik was able to put Clemson ahead early, and when it looked like Clemson was going to lose to SMU, Cade Klubnik drove his team down the field by making a clutch throw. With that happening, it sent the field goal unit out for a 56-yard field goal to try out, which ended up being good. It was the kicker's longest kick of the season, so obviously that was pretty impressive for what Cade Klubnik did in terms of mental toughness. He could have easily folded and said, man, this year's not our year, but he decided to go out there and make a tough throw to get his team into field goal range. Cade Klubnik knows how to take hits in the pocket. Of course, Clemson is going to have a pretty good offensive line this year, so that's not going to be as much of a problem. So Cade Klubnik's going to have time to throw the football. I also like that the wide receiver core has stayed exactly the same as last season, which means he has another year to build chemistry off of. Cade Klubnik has been at Clemson for a good while now. He should know the playbook pretty well, and Clemson has elite team culture. When you have a head coach like Dabo Swinney, your culture is always going to be strong, and the foundation is always going to be built in an excellent manner. I expect Clemson to go out there and win at least 11 games this upcoming season. I actually think Clemson will win the ACC championship outright, and not only that, I think they're going to go undefeated in ACC play. Now, in terms of how the regular season plays out, I think Clemson will lose one regular season game, but other than that, I expect Clemson to dominate most of their competition in the ACC. They are head and shoulders better than everybody else in that conference. I also want to show you guys this clip of David Pollack raving about Clemson as a national championship contender. I respect David Pollack's opinion on college football. He is one of the most respected football talkers in college football. He certainly knows the X's and O's at a high level. Of course, he had nothing but high praise for Clemson. I couldn't agree more with his analysis. Roll the film.
Are they championship nice? How nice are they this year?
He should feel great because Dabo has the type of team that he had when he won natties. What did Dabo have? Elite QB, elite wide receiver room with a bunch of guys that are going to play in the NFL. Check, 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 check. Like, those are things that are great to have. Oh, you know what you need? You need a few defensive round, and they're going to be first-round picks. Check, check. 2 more of those. How about a corner? Check, a first-round corner. So all the things Dabo's been building, and listen, Yeah, a lot of talk about him. He's not going to go in the transfer portal. He finally did. He finally adjusted a little bit. That doesn't mean he compromised. He's losing 10, 15 guys. Like, that's part of the roster and the rotation every couple years. And so replacing those guys with good culture fits. Dabo's got his best team in a long time. Clemson is a national championship contender.
Thank you!
There you go, David Pollack. That's how a real football analyst talks about Clemson football. I'm not even saying this because I want Clemson to win the ACC, but I'm saying this because I know Clemson is the best football team in the ACC. I know Clemson can also be capable of being a top 5 team in college football. That's right, you guys heard me correctly. Clemson has the capability to finish the season with a seed higher than the 5th seed in college football, which tells me they're going to get a first round bye in the college football playoff. I'm not going to go as far as to say that they will go undefeated. That's really hard to pull off, but Clemson has the capability to finish the season with a 12-1 record, assuming they get back to the ACC championship game this upcoming season, which I am betting on because I know Clemson is the best team in the ACC. I don't even think the second best team in the ACC is even that close to being the best team in the ACC. I think some threats in the ACC can include Georgia Tech and UNC, but I also don't think those two programs have enough to compete with Clemson. To be completely honest, I think Clemson is going to steamroll most of the competition in the ACC. The hardest games for Clemson this upcoming season is going to be against LSU in the season opener. Then they play against Georgia Tech 2 weeks later. They also got a game against UNC in early October. Don't forget about the South Carolina versus Clemson game. That's also going to be another tough game for Clemson. But outside of those 4 games, I'm not really sweating any of the other games for Clemson because I know they are better than their opponent. I like the new defensive coordinator hire they made. Their new defensive coordinator's name is Tom Allen. He's from the Penn State system, so obviously he knows a thing or two about stopping the run. Clemson's biggest weakness last season was their inability to stop the run. That's not going to be an issue this upcoming season. Their defensive line improved, their coaching improved. I expect Clemson's run defense to be completely cleaned up. Clemson's defensive line is pretty good as well. They got a lot of NFL talent in that department as well. The only loss I have Clemson getting is going to be against South Carolina, and that's more so because they don't have an answer to stop LaNorris Sellers, which guess what? A lot of football programs won't have the answers to, because LaNorris Sellers is going to be the best quarterback in college football. That dude is going to be an absolute superstar. He torched Clemson's defense last season. I expect more of the same for LaNorris Sellers against Clemson's defense, but other than that, I expect Clemson to go ahead and steamroll their competition. Whoever they play in the ACC championship game, they're going to absolutely steamroll, and I believe Clemson gets the 4th seed in the college football playoff. They're going to have a first round bye, and they're going to be in the conversation for winning a national championship. I don't believe they will end up winning a national championship, but if they did, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Do not sleep on Clemson as a football team in 2025. Cade Klubnik is going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. Adam Randall is going to emerge as a good RB1, and their wide receivers will prove to be one of the better wide receiver cores in all of football. The offensive line is already elite. They're going to prove once again why they're a very good offensive line. I'm excited to see what Clemson can do. Dabo Swinney is going to prove those haters wrong, just like he has been for the past decade. Don't ever doubt Clemson when they are underdogs. Clemson is an underdog these days. Nobody is talking about them as a national championship contender. Well, guess what? They are indeed a national championship contender. So that is why Dabo Swinney will make Clemson a national championship contender again, as I expect Clemson to only have 1 regular season loss at most. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.